In this episode, I'm gonna talk a little bit about, the milestones I had back in the days, relive the past a bit, talk about masks and all kinds of stuff. Right in your Hello and welcome to the second vlog episode. In this episode, I'm gonna talk a little bit about, the milestones I had back in the days, relive the past a bit. So Psyclown is a character which I created all the way back in 2005, 2004 even. Its appearance is mostly based on Sean Crahan's Iowa mask. Slipknot is, the reason why I started doing masks, music and stuff like that. And later on, it became more of a mixture between Sean Crahan and this character of this horror movie called Skin Deep with the metal jaw. I've always had like a deeper fascination for, hard music, horror movies and masks. And Psyclown was, just the mixture for me to experiment with all of these things, create my own horror movies. It was just all of my passions, stuffed in one character, and I love doing it, Fun fact number one, when I ended up in a Lithuanian magazine. I'll take a close-up so you can read it. You can pause and read it. So cool that I still have it. Here you go, pause it. And this is the front and the CD that came with it. Let's get right to it. It started off with the music video Insights. It was, the first horror music video I did. It was released on one of the This Is Terror DVDs. It got some attention. Which was really cool. It got like a lot of views back in the days when YouTube's guidelines, whatever you call it, when YouTube's guidelines were still not, that strict. It ended up on some forums. I saw people talk about it. Some thought it was dark and gory and disgusting. Some thought it was, not well done at all. And I was like on the internet and I saw all of it. I didn't like criticism in the beginning, but that's something you learn to accept down the line. But I was still very young when I did all of this. I was like 18, 19 years old only. So it was definitely a cool experience. I think you grow as a person, when you get thrown in front of the sharks like that. It builds character and stuff like that. So it's really cool, and I'm really happy, that it happened, So those were the first haters which I could, experience, but also the ones who loved my stuff, and that was cool too. Around the time, I also released my first release on Psyclown Records, my own record label. A lot of cool names on there, Gabber from Berlin, The Visitor, Bonehead, Smurf, Screamer Claws, Noise Kick, and a couple more. I also did my first performance that year. It was on Mega Rave vs Hellraiser, the reunion in the Peppermill in Heerlen, iconic pub. 2007, I had most performances. I got to perform throughout the entire country on Ik Ben Je Bitch Niet and stuff like that. The biggest performance I did was actually Eindhoven. It was almost 4,000 people there. I performed together with CSR and Smurf. It was one hell of an experience. I did, the stuff I always did, throw blood and meat into the crowd, did mosh pits with them. I think there was even a moment where I punched someone off the stage. You can still see that video on YouTube somewhere. A part of my performance was also that I mutilated myself. So I took people's cigarettes and I did stigmata on my hands, burned myself, stapled myself to pieces of wood. I told fire spitters to spit fire against me. I broke my foot almost. I jumped off the stage, but I was under the influence like I most of the time was. So I didn't really notice it the first time that something was wrong with my foot. Second time I jumped down, it was really like so thick and blue, and I couldn't walk on it almost. And the next day when I sobered up, you know, god damn it, that thing hurt it. There was also an instance where I stood in front of the mirror. I was totally gone in my head and just staring at myself. This female came into the, you know, dressing room, and she said like, dude, you need to perform. They started 10 minutes ago. But I was so gone on my head, and I remember walking there. I fell into the crowd on the floor. I looked up, and everybody was just, you know, like looking at me like, what the hell? They lifted me up back on the stage so I could like continue doing my thing. That night was also awesome, and so many cool memories. And I know people really, you know, cherished that time too. You know, there was like people who always came there, you know, a bunch of people, you recognize them everywhere. And you know, to this day, they still send stuff sometimes, you know, that they miss it. And you know, it's just, you know, a part of their, you know, youth growing up. And it's unforgettable for both them and me. And it's awesome. After that, I think around 2008, I released my second video for Fuck Religion. It's not available anymore on YouTube or anywhere else on the internet. It's just on this Is Terror DVD. The reason why is I just don't want to promote that stuff anymore. You know, you grow out of it. Those times back then were different times. You wanted to be, you know, the most sick, diabolical person out there. You know, you were constantly, you know, the main goal was shocking people and wanting to be the most insane one out there. You know, everybody was competing with each other. The internet was different. The things you could do was different. You just cannot get away with it anymore nowadays. And like I said, you grow out of it. You don't want to promote that stuff anymore. It was one of the darkest videos I ever did. But it, you know, got the attention of my favorite rappers, SPINAL and STEEN. Because of that video, I ended up in their video too. MEER. Awesome experience being there, drinking beers. You know, I was totally wasted again. We taped the video there. I did my thing as Psyclown. It was just an amazing experience. That same night I also went to a party, mega rave I think it was. But I was so wasted already from the video shoot, so I was so happy when I came home and could sleep afterwards. Because of the second video, I also got to experience, you know, the early cancel culture. So on forums, I went on the internet and, you know, stuff like Scoften and other websites, they, you know, posted my video. The video got flagged very early, you know, I think 4 days after YouTube took it down already. So even for the old guidelines, the video was too heavy. People said in the forums that they needed to lock me away in a room, you know, and throw away the key and all kinds of other stuff, you know, that I needed to die. It was just insane just because I made a video. People send me messages, emails, and yeah, we are parents and I think you're bad influence. And, you know, I send them back like, yeah, don't you watch horror movies? Yeah, we do. Yeah, what's the difference when, you know, when I do it and then some director, you know? It's just a horror movie. I'm not hurting anybody with it. And, you know, usually I get like this reply like, oh yeah, you're right, and this and that. And or didn't get a reply at all. So it was just weird, you know? I get punished for making a horror movie, you know? I know I crossed some lines in there, and I think people mostly think the videos were disturbing because they looked like snuff videos, you know? They were not high quality productions, you know? They were really made with a hand cam, you know? But it was also one hell of an experience, you know? I think it also, like I said earlier in the video, it builds character, you know, personality. You get stronger, you know, when you get like thrown in front of stuff like that. And I was still so young, like I said. Around this time I also released the first vinyl release on my record label Psyclown Records for the track Fuck Religion, Insights and Insights, the remix. DJ Plague and Interrupt Vector, they appeared on this vinyl too, and Gabber from Berlin. Yeah, Ridge took over the entire thing very fast, so I had those vinyls in my home a couple of days, and afterwards all of them were gone. They're still circulating on the internet, and, you know, it's just a special feeling, you know? It's a part of your youth which you see circulate on the internet, and sometimes you even see it in stores, you know? those stores who still have like all kinds of vinyls. Because of the SPINAL and STEEN video, I ended up in the news with them too. There was like this article with violence in music videos. I was proud. Those were the things I liked to do in the past, you know, shock people. SPINAL and STEEN did another 101 bars, a cadaver obsession there. And STEEN, in his lyrics, actually, you know, rapped about Psyclown, you know, about bones and gore. And, you know, just hearing one of your heroes say that is just, you know, indescribable. It's an awesome feeling. After that, I thought it was time to do something new in life. So I moved to another country, Sweden. And Orange Events actually, you know, threw a party for me, you know, because I was moving to Sweden. It was called Rest in Peace Psyclown. You know, really cool artists were on there again, big names, and, you know, it was a really fun party, I think. Can't remember so much of it anymore, but I had a good time. After that, it was time for a third release, No Clowning Around Part 3. It was actually the first time that I got in contact with someone from the metal world, Glenn Benton. He has a band called Deicide, which I love. I could remix the song Satan Spawned the Cacao Demon for my release. He has 2 of the CDs, which I think is awesome. I did a remix of the Ecstasy You Got What I Need song of Rob G, iconic song. And worked together with Noisefucker, with a couple of horrorcore rappers, which I really like, Insano, Reverend Fangori, and a few others. You know, it's one of those releases which meant a lot to me, and good memories again. Around that time, I also did the last 2 performances. One of them was in the Netherlands. It was DJ Matt's birthday party. He was also one of the featured artists, you know, on my CD. So it was really cool ending up on his birthday party, you know, closing it off. The actual last party in the Netherlands would have been Shadowlands, but the party got cancelled. You know, Shadowlands is one of those iconic big parties in Eindhoven. It would have been like a huge crowd again. I was gonna host the Terror Era, but that never happened, sadly. So the last party I actually did was here in Sweden, in Stockholm. Fuck Trans 3, the party was called. It was also a great time. I remember that I had to go to the bathroom. And the bathroom, I opened the door. There was like a guy and a girl in there doing stuff. DJ Smurf saw it and he was laughing. They closed the door. There was like an entire line with people waiting, and I just whipped my thing out and peed in the sink there. After that, I threw Smurf over a table. He and the table fell over. He laid on the floor. I had a lot to drink, and I actually was not gonna drink because I had a plane to catch after the party. So the party ended around 2 or 3 at night, and I had to get up around 6 in the morning and take my, you know, bus and fly to the Netherlands again. I thought I was going to puke, you know, the entire travel. So it was horrible. That was also the time when I had like one of the last performances with CSR. It wasn't my thing anymore. There were more and more people added to, you know, the live performance, people I just didn't like. I thought it was getting too Halloween-y, you know, it was just not fun anymore. So I thought it's, you know, it's enough. I don't want it anymore. And, you know, after that, they continued without me. They still used, you know, the blood act like a little bit, but I think it's not the same anymore. You know, people think it was not the same anymore. I think you notice the difference between someone who has just been thrown on the stage and just, you know, does it because he has to and because he wants the attention, or someone who lives and breathes horror music and stuff like that. You can see the difference between the other person and the person who actually cares about it. I don't know. I was done with it. I did some other cool performances also with DJ Plague's solo. I think that was the most fun, you know, just him and me, and maybe Firescream also. It was also cool. Bonehead. I think Akira I also had a performance with, The Visitor, you know, and a couple of others. Yeah, good memories. Awesome. I also did a video for No Offense. No Offense also is not available on the internet anymore. It was a very brutal cartoon, you know, all kinds of groups of people were attacked in there. It was a lot of political stuff, and, you know, it's just not 2025 friendly anymore. It's like I said earlier in this video too, you know, you grow up, you have like different opinions, you know, you see the world in a different view. It was just not me anymore, so I don't want that online anymore, and I don't want to promote that type of stuff anymore. I did a video for STEEN also, which was kind of a sequel to my No Offense video. The track was called Kapot Geschopt. It was also very brutal, and it's not online anymore either. So no, I never asked what the reason was, but I guess it's kind of the same reason why I took it offline too. So after that, I got contacted by DefP and the BEATBUSTERS. They saw those videos. They asked if I could do, you know, something too. The Kapot Geschopt video for STEEN ended up on 101 Bars again and some other websites. And, you know, they liked it and they asked me if I could do something similar, but more mainstream. So I did. DefP is, you know, one of the, they call him the godfather of Dutch rap. So, you know, it was a bit more mainstream. I ended up in a video too, and I ended up on Bonte's Self-Defense by Bonte also, which ended up on the TV also, mainstream TV. So who would have known that that idiot Psyclown would end up on mainstream TV? Of all of the people, it was him. It was, like I said, a bit more mainstream. It was comedies. After that, I did an EP with Mike Sarkeesian of Spineshank. Spineshank is one of my, you know, all-time favorite bands, so that was an honor too. After that, we actually started a band together, which was called Shrednap. Later on, Kevin Talley joined also. Both of them are iconic musicians in the metal world. It was like a dream coming true. It didn't get big at all, you know, but like the experience of doing it all, you know, it was all worth it. After that, I did EP Relive the Past. Drox was actually an artist which ended up on there. He remixed my song Relive the Past. I did a bunch of music videos also, which were, you know, drawn cartoons, but also a real one again. It was called Colorophobia, and yeah, it was a bit more gory, but not like the first two videos, you know, a bit more mellow. But still a cool video. It's still online. You can find it on my YouTube. After that, I did the Rest in Peace 2005-2015 album. I also released that on Psyclown Records. It was more of a goodbye, you know, I wanted to quit, so it was a mixture of speedcore, death metal, and all kinds of stuff. Really cool artists were on there too. The Mouth of Madness, Buzzfuzz, Anger Noiser, Steen, Drox, a couple more cool artists, you know, iconic artists who have been there since the beginning of when hardcore was created. So it was a dream come true. The guitarists, you know, I did a couple of music videos for that too. I think Hellboy and Devoured by Maggots are the only ones who are still online. Hellboy is together with Steen, you know, cool cartoon music video. Devoured by Maggots has all of the guitar players who have appeared on this album on there, you know, local guitar players who are very talented. Around the time, I also put down my record label. You know, I didn't want it anymore, so it died with me in 2016, I think. I released a couple of Shrednap releases on there too before I took it down. And yeah, after that, every release I released under the name Psyclown. You know, no record label anymore. So after the Rest in Peace record, I actually started to experiment a bit with different styles, you know, just for fun. And I released My Mind, My Forest, which was very experimental and even had an industrial metal song on it. Check it out, of course. After that, I also released, in 2020, I think it was, I released an EP, Brain Fucked. It had a Pedo Killer remix by The Visitor on there. I did a remix of one of the tracks of Screamer Claws, which was awesome. And a couple more tracks where I just, you know, bashed the stuff which I really hate. Porn, OnlyFans, you know, just trash communities. It felt great to make music about it and hopefully inspire some people who are thinking about doing shit like that to not do it, you know, because I think it's garbage. That is actually the thing I wish AI could take over, so normal people don't have to do stuff like that, you know. It's degrading. It's fucked up. After that, I did a bunch of remixes, including for my other alias, Kevin Shrednap. You know, you can check it out on my Spotify and stuff like that. I did some videos too, you know, for the Brain Fucked release, but also for one of the later collaborations, you know, with my other alias. So you can check those out. Like I said, I will leave links in the description so you can check it out. Now in the future, I'm gonna release a couple more songs, you know, just for fun, no rush, just do whatever I like to do. And, you know, just a new chapter. I recently released a song called Dating App Killer. It was based on a book which I was writing. The book was actually turning out way too twisted, so the people who have read it didn't like it. I know people out there would like it, you know, but it's just going to be like this small group, and I don't know. I don't want to dedicate all that time for a book which is not going to be read, so I just made a song out of it to get it out of my system. I like it. It was called Dating App Killer, like I said. Go check it out. Link in the description. Like I said, in the future, I'm just going to experiment with all kinds of different styles. You know, release a track every once in a while and have fun. Maybe even a video. Now, these are all the masks I used from 2005 until now. Now, I was also active as Psyclown a little bit in 2003, 2004, but, you know, these masks I used then, but I never really, released those to the public, so it was, those old songs I did. You can actually find a release on my YouTube, link in the description. You can check out the tracks on there. It's called 2003-2004 Lost Files. It's not good at all, but it's fun. I didn't want the tracks to go to waste, so there they are. So this is all the music, for now. Follow Spotify, iTunes, whatever you use. Follow me there, and you'll see, when I drop new stuff. Just subscribe to my YouTube, you will see it here too. And these are all of the videos I did. Now, you can't watch them all anymore, like I said, but I just wanted to mention it. Now, I'll leave a link in the description too to my website, where you can find a bio, links to, socials, stores, where you can see all of the releases, where you can see upcoming releases too, and videos, and even masks and stuff like that. You can just find everything there. All of my passions in one place. Check out my other aliases too, you might like it. There's links in the description to vlog episodes where I talk more about this mask, what it means to me, other Psyclown related stuff, links to the videos I did for other artists, appearances, shoutouts, everything. You can find it there. Thank you for watching, and I hope you liked this episode. It was a long one, it was a lot of talking. If you would like me to do another episode, drop questions in the comment section, like I said in the first episode. If I get enough questions, I have material to do another video. Hopefully see you in that episode. If not, then this is it. Like, share, subscribe, and all of the good stuff. See you in the next episode, hopefully. Bye.